In today's stories, the People's Democratic Party in Edo State have continued to protest the outcome of the 2024 governorship election in the state. Members and leaders of the party again gathered at the entrance of the state headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission on the Benin-Ekpoma Highway to demand for a review of the results declared in favor of the APC candidate.
INEC does not exist. APC has destroyed INEC, and we will not allow it to stand. Many of us fought for democracy in this country. I was one of the first beneficiaries of democratic offices in 1999. We stood against the annulment of June 12. We fought the military when Abacha wanted to succeed himself. Some people cannot claim to be Democrats and then they want to turn this country to a dictatorial state. We will not accept it. Though people voted, and everybody that voted know who they voted for. We all voted for Asue Ighodalo. He is our governor in a system where the rank of INEC here, with one hand, when writing results inside INEC here, it is not acceptable.
Preliminary analysis we've done shows clearly that this election was won clean and clear by Asue Ighodalo. We will present that case to the tribunal. We believe the tribunal is made up of men of integrity. We believe they will look at those documents and come to the inevitable conclusion that PDP won the election. So we are going there with open mind.
Well, joining us right now to discuss the aftermath of the Edo State governorship election from the perspective of the People's Democratic Party is Director of Strategy, Asue Ighodalo Campaign Organization, Joyce Daniels. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, of course, we know you're not happy, with the outcome of the results in Edo State, and the PDP has promised to challenge it legally. Can you tell us how far you've gone with that?
I would tell us, first of all, that there's a provision for review of results 7 days after the elections, and we put in a notice for review, and it was rejected. It was said that that's an internal review that is privy to INEC only, and so we have no right to ask for that review to be done within 7 days. And by the very next day, which was the 4th day after the elections, the certificate of return was given to the person who was declared, whereas there's a provision for 14 days, up to 14 days, so that some of these things could be done. The rest of it, we're going ahead to the tribunal and to the courts and all of that. But just to let you know that we have started making the moves and we've experienced blocks. As we are saying, it is orchestrated. Nothing happening is happening by chance. There is an orchestration to stop us and to stop the Edo people, much more importantly, the Edo people from having their mandates received.
What sort of blocks? If you like to
just this one, I would mention this one. We've made a number of requests for certified true copies and other documents that by law, by the Electoral Act, allow us ask for. But INEC has come up with all sorts of excuses. Some of the details I wouldn't want to go into because they will be taken to the next level legally.
And that's unfortunate because it's not the first time we've heard of such blocks coming into play when it's necessary to prove one side of the story. But what lessons have been learned through this entire experience from the start?
Lessons learned. Any new lessons? I'm not sure. Reinforcement of some of the disbelief that we've had in the past, seeing it play out again, and this time brazenly so. From the elections in Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa, you would see that the Beavers accreditation was even done, was uploaded to the IREV. So you see the snapshots of the ballot, the result sheets, and then you would also see that the Beavers accreditation was shown. This time there was no Beavers accreditation even uploaded to the IREV. So it's become worse under the watch of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, Constantly, every election under his watch seems to progressively get worse. So I don't know if it's about lessons learned, or we should all be aware, because the state elections, Edo state elections, are not state elections. They're conducted by the federal. So every Nigerian, every African should be aware, because this is leading to another statistic where people will say, it's in Africa that we have kakistocracy, where the worst of us will lead the best of us through lackluster exercises like this that should be transparent and upheld by law. So it's for everyone to be very well aware that every voice out on the street, like at the protest, as you saw yesterday, I was there live at the protest. It's not about us making noise or just trying to play or cry foul. No, it's showing us that if we are all not speaking up together, Nigeria is getting worse right before our eyes. We've said several times we want strong institutions, not just strong men or strong women in leadership. And the INEC as an institution is showing that it is strong in doing what is wrong rather than upholding its own laws and regulations.
Now, I'd like to know what the security situation was like, at the protests yesterday. We do know that the police have deployed extra personnel to Edo State, to forestall any breakdown of law and order following the aftermath of the election. So what was the security situation like? There
were a number of police officers, as the videos will show. I will say that there were fewer than the protest on Monday. When I joined the protest on Monday, it was a whole crowd of police officers. Minimum count right in front of INEC would have been about 60. Yesterday, I'm not sure we had more than 25 to 30 of them, but they were there in good number.
And how is the candidate and the rest of the team, how are they faring? And I ask that only because there's a lot of discussion about why maybe individuals don't venture into politics too much. The backlash, the amount of emotional toll, the financial toll. A lot of discussion has been had about whether or not Asue Ighodalo will stick in the political space or if he will go back to his original place of comfort, that politics is very uncomfortable to even just get into. So how is the team faring?
How are we? Asue Ighodalo is a man of courage and he's a man of boldness. So he's in good spirits. He's hopeful. We all are hopeful, and all eyes are on the judiciary right now because that's the only possible savior of the current mess that we are in. And we know that, I know there are concerns and of course phone calls. People are saying, na them get yam, na them get knife, no me gonna no try am. But we cannot but believe Asue Ighodalo and Osare Odion are both lawyers. And Asue, over 40 years, very successful at his practice. So he's one who does believe in the judiciary system in our country. And he's hoping that true to our belief, there will be good results to show. We have a new CJ and we're hoping that she would uphold not just the hopes of Nigerians, but also the oath she has sworn to and the rest of the judiciary. So we're keeping our spirits alive and well. People are really saying a lot of, oh, shouldn't we make una? But we can only go forward by trying, because if we don't, then we've all given up collectively on our hope as a country. And it's too late for that. There's only one way to go forward.
Now, according to the APC, the election was free and fair, and civil society organizations who said otherwise were politically biased, and their findings lacked credibility. In fact, the APC believed that the current governor was fighting too many battles politically, which ultimately led to the party's loss at the polls. I'd like you to react to that.
I would like to use an analogy. You have a phone, and then you go into a shop, or you go into a market, a very busy place, and somebody takes your phone from you. And you say, hey, thief, oh. And somebody says, well, maybe it's because you didn't greet your mother this morning that they took your phone. No, can we get the thief? Can we keep issues? There's a thief that has stolen the mandate of Edo people. So anybody who is trying to distract us, or whether we greet person for money, we don't greet person for money, that person is losing sight of the theft that has occurred. It has nothing to do with Godwin Obaseki or anyone else. The the confidence and where we draw strength and joy from is that from every result we were receiving from the polling units, we won the elections. Then it was stolen like a phone in the marketplace. Right now, it is the thief that should be caught. Don't ask us question whether we wash hand for morning. Return the stolen mandate. Don't ask us question whether we greet person, we no greet. Look, those are distractions that have nothing to do with the matter at hand. The mandate of people have been stolen under the cover of darkness because the police was there on hand to barricade the INEC office, allowed only APC members into the State Collation Center, where it is clearly stated here that all agents who include candidates are allowed in. We have the video to show that Asue Ighodalo was kept out and not allowed in. We have the videos to show. So where is the talk coming from? Free and what? No, it was not free and fair. It was hijacked by INEC and the Nigeria police, who should be protecting us. Police should be our friend, but police is showing that they are the enemies of Nigerians. And we need that situation to be salvaged.
And there's a lot of talk about INEC and their performance, obviously, their historic, quote unquote, dropping of the ball. And it seems that the election season continues. Edo State indigents, how are they feeling about...
They're mourning.
All right.
Edo State is mourning. Sis, send people to the streets of Edo State. The only people celebrating are the thieves. Every other person is mourning. People are sad. I've spoken to a number of people personally, and they say, well, I didn't come out to vote, but I don't like what happened. A number of people say, well, I voted, and I don't like what happened. Edo people are sad because it's should I say broad daylight, night light. It is robbery, whatever, in every shape and form. Edo people are not happy. Edo people want to be able to choose their leaders. Edo people are saying, so why did we go through an election process if anybody could have stood up to say, okay, this is now the leader of Edo State, take it or leave it. So why did we go through that? Edo State people are not happy and want the mandate restored, not because of Edo only, but because of our great country, Nigeria, or at least we still want to believe that we are great. INEC is not dropping the ball. INEC is dropping the whole game. It's more than the ball. It's the court, is everything, plus the players sitting on the bleachers. INEC is not just dropping the ball, it's destroying the game. And it's not just about elections, it's about upholding the image of a country. We cannot keep letting people like this make us feel inferior when we step out of our shores. These are the reasons why the best of us keep trying to leave the country, because of bad behavior like this.
So just before we let you go, how confident are you?
Let me go.
That, well, unfortunately, we work with time. So, how confident are you that you'll get justice from the judiciary? You talked about having videos, but I know that in the past, some of these videos were rejected because they were not official. So, how confident are you that you're going to get justice from the courts? And then what does this say about our democracy when ultimately it's the courts that decides, who wins an election?
It says that our democracy, unfortunately, is not yet to be trusted, is not yet a democracy. We're trying different systems, we're trying to make it, we're still like a dictatorship, but we're calling it it's not yet, it's a crazy, full stop. We don't know what word is before the democracy. We believe from the place of faith and hope that the courts will do what is right. For anybody who is alive and striving for something, it's the faith that keeps you going. And that is what we are holding on to. We have seen that there are people within institutions in Nigeria who have not bowed to Baal. And we believe that people like that are still within the judiciary system. The same way we believe that people like that are still within INEC. Not everyone within INEC is bad. So when we're going to court, we're also going to be highlighting the particular individuals who have been part of this foul play, so that we don't say every Nigerian is bad, no. So in the judiciary, we do believe that we'll get to the best who have best intentions for our country, Nigeria.
And actually, it's Fela who coined demonstration of grace instead of democracy. But, you know, hopefully, just as you said, that justice is seen always around. And we'd like to thank you so much, Joyce Daniels, that is the Director of Strategy for the Asue Ighodalo Campaign Organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me
joining us
today.